just start. Just start. That's the first step. If you don't start, you're never going to get anywhere.
Help me!
Oh, my hat's coming off. He's licked my hat off. So we're about to start our Monday meeting. We got little Goth Dom, Goth Sam, got Goth Jimmy, Goth Johnny, Goth Grady, and Brightness over here.
Get out with your colour!
Ah, my eyes!
It's hitting my soul too.
Okay, so I'm just in the meeting room at the office, getting ready for my first ever podcast recording, which I'm a little bit nervous about because these things are new, but we have to give these things a go, don't we? Currently just making sure I've got enough battery as I'm recording on my phone. I then need to make sure that I am on airplane mode so nobody can ring me or message me, and then I have to remember where I've saved this app. Media files, I guess. Anchor, there we go. Right, so Anchor is this new app that I have not tried yet, but I am going to give it a go and see what happens. Oh, this seems like a pretty cool app actually. So there's a lot of different things that you can add on. So I can add things like music by tapping on any of these things here. I can add music, I can add transitions, just record my audio. I can record a podcast with my friends in different areas of the world, or even add voice messages from anyone who's listening. So that's a really cool feature. You have to bear with me because I'm learning how to use it. This is the first time. I've had it downloaded for about 8 months, I think, something around that kind of timeline. I've never used it, so we'll have to have a look. High quality, build your episodes one segment at a time. Be heard, be everywhere. Okay, seems pretty easy to get stuff onto Google and Apple. Okay. I'm actually really enjoying this functionality so far. Right, tap a tool words and start making your first podcast. Put it on the table. We'll go as is, we'll just wing it and see what happens. Hi guys, welcome to my first ever podcast. That was interesting. I've officially made my first podcast. It's not out just yet. I'm gonna talk to the team about when we should publish this. I think I'm gonna do one a week. It was really weird. Like I said, I've never felt that open and vulnerable. And as I recorded it, I really didn't want to make it a downer of a podcast, but I felt at times I opened up so much that, I had to think about, oh shit, this doesn't, I need to talk about the positive outcome of, how I learned from this. And I wanted to be so brutally honest with you guys about various aspects of my life. Yeah, it was really weird to be that vulnerable, but it was also very therapeutic to kind of do it. I've sent it to one of my mates to have a listen to and see what they think. I've tried not to ramble on too long for it. I'm not expecting it to be the best podcast in the world. It's just me talking in a different format to you guys about the ups and downs of business. I'm definitely looking forward to getting other people on the podcast because that is exciting. I also think, on a side note, that when I'm recording this, one of the big things that other entrepreneurs always say to me is, I want to build my personal brand on my company, but I'm scared to make video, and I'm not confident enough, and I just need to go and practice and do all this. And one of the big things I've been talking about recently is just start. Just start. That's the first step. If you don't start, you're never going to get anywhere. This podcast might be the shittest podcast in the world. If it is, then the next one will be slightly better. And after that, I will try and make that one slightly better. and the 4th and the 5th and the 6th and so on. Everyone will try and make it slightly better until it's good, and then great, and then amazing. I was very reluctant to do this, kind of put it off for a long time, but it's done now. I just have to sew it together with the app and then publish it. I need to come up with a name too. I don't know what I'm going to name it yet. For anyone who is interested, Dom put a link to the podcast. We've not come up with a name for it yet, so when I do come up with a name for it, I'll let you guys know. But please subscribe, listen to it, tell me if it's shit, tell me if it's amazing. I hope it's really good, but you can be the judge of that.
He's pressing bones. And he's got some stretched testicles. Look at his little nubbin coming through the other side.
What are you doing?
He's working his guns.
Hey. You alright there, Bear? You just chilling?
Some Bear. You want more coin, Bear? No.
No, he doesn't want
no
coin. No coin. Oh, he's off. He's off.
So, Grady was sent a message by a company that wanted us to attend a rather large UK extreme sports festival and music festival. Mm-hmm. They've been trying to get us to go, and they're now trying to wine and dine us with free tickets to the Royal Ascot tomorrow, which I can't attend because I've got stuff to do. Grady said he's a little bit too busy. However, you know, if he could sort out some travel and accommodation, then perhaps he'd be able to make it. And maybe if they could help with that, there'd be even more of a chance to make it. What did they say, Grady?
They've come back and said, yeah, we can make that happen, but you might have to buy your own shoes.
Yeah, you also asked for a pair of shoes as well, didn't you? Are you going? I think you should go.
I'm just waiting for some more info back. So I'm like, okay, what time and where from, and you know, I'm going to get to meet the Queen, I think. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Meghan Markle and the Queen and.
I was going to say Meghan Markle's not the Queen.
She will be.
What's it,
Meghan Merkin.
Meghan McMurkin.
Meghan where Merkin?
I don't know.
Alaska.
A certain type of content. What are you doing?
Filming you. I want to know what's happening in the life.
Oh, what? It's gonna get cut out anyway. Yeah, so rather than being an entrepreneur or CEO in it, and like kind of pigeonholing yourself into something, would it be quite interesting to come up with like a title that, you know, say you want to go off topic slightly, talk about something else related to it?
I don't think that matters, because it's about the impact that business has on my life and other people's lives, the hardships, the benefits. You know, that could be, you know, how I don't hang around with the same people anymore because my lifestyle that I've chosen has kind of pushed those people out. I think with podcasts, because it's a search function. You need to have something that people are going to search. So it's the entrepreneur or the CEO needs to be in there somewhere.
What's the most searched for term?
I don't know, but if you go on, have you got iTunes up? I have a look at the podcasts here. There's a few, but you know, it seems to be. There's some good ones. You know, Disruptive Entrepreneur, Lewis Howes is a good one there. I suppose it's which sounds best. We don't have. I think using those words are important because it's.
How easy is it to find entrepreneur when people can't always spell it?
Just find out. You've spelled very wrong there.
I know. So it still comes up.
UER. That's the wrong way. See.
There's actually one called Struggling Entrepreneur.
Is this the American way of spelling it?
I don't know.
Entrepreneur.
How could there be an American French word?
Yeah.
You're telling me the Americans have changed a French word to spell it how they want to spell it?
Maybe. We should find out.
So disappointed.
Aluminum.
He's so disappointed in America right now.
Basil, aluminum, herbs.
Oregano. Oh
Not
wait,
like
wait,
I can't
wait.
pronounce H either.
Cilantro.
Herbs.
Do you want any cilantro on that?
No, I don't. Actually, I want some coriander, please.
It's currently about 5 a.m. I've got up this morning. I've been awake since about 4:15. So I decided to get out, have a walk, set myself up for the day, listen to the start of a new audiobook. I'm listening to The Everything Store, which is a story about Amazon and Jeff Bezos. Got the boys with me, so they're loving being out in the woods. And yeah, just trying to get a head start on the day. I'm quite tired, but you know, I'm unable to sleep, so there's no point in staying in bed. And you know, I might as well just try and be proactive, trying to make my time count for more these days. The busier I get, the less I seem to have it.
Right, so what's happening is Dom turned around to me the other day and said, Sam, can you introduce me to your accountant? To which I said yes. And it turns out that after watching, was it a vlog episode? Or was it?
Yeah.
So after watching a vlog episode number, insert here, in case you want to go back and check it yourselves, Dom saw me talking to John Lister, who runs Enterprise, the accountants we use, and he is very good at talking about, well, accountancy in its fullest, but in a way that you can understand. And I've been telling John for so long that he needs to create videos and content, and he's been agreeing with me to get his own personal brand out there and grow his company through things like that. Finally, when he records something for me on my vlog, Dom sees it and says, hey, I like the sound of this accountant. He talks to people like the people. And I go meet him. So John, if you're watching this, do more of it because it's worked. Boom.
It does, I'm hungry. Oh, fish and chips. Oh, yes, mate.
Sure they'll take that.
Bit passing. Oh, is this it?
Hey up, buddy.
Hey, oh.
Hey up. Just got my Fantas. Can't get my sunglasses on. Shall we walk and talk?
Yeah, let's walk and talk.
Well, it's not really me that needs to talk, is it? How do you think that went?
Really good, yeah. It's nice to speak to an accountant who actually speaks English and not...
Talks to you like you're a person.
Yeah,
which is
doesn't
always
speak in just a
ideal.
load of jargon, which is what I'm used to.
I quite enjoyed it because John's been telling me for ages that he needs to start looking at how he can get his personality out more so he can build Enterprise up, because he does talk to people in a different way than you'd expect. But it was because I'd forced him to do the previous video. Dom is now moving his business services or his accountancy services to John. But yeah, you enjoyed it, didn't you? You
Yeah, I
feel
did,
happier?
yeah, much happier. It's a lot better to be able to speak to him about any kind of queries or qualms that I've got.
How did it compare, that single meeting, compared to your entire previous history with your last accountant?
It's probably been a lot longer than my entire history with my
We've
last
been in there about
accountant.
an hour and a half.
No, last accountant. Yeah, because he actually wants to listen and find out,
Yeah,
you know,
cares.
about me and what I want to do and where I want to take the business and how much I want to grow. Whereas the last guy didn't even know what I did half the time.
The information that John actually gave you in that meeting, I think was just really useful information that was tailored to you, and you're not even a client yet.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
Just shows what you can do if you actually try and create a relationship. Like, if you actually give a shit about someone, genuinely give a shit, then they're going to give a shit back to you.
well, when you're looking after
literal.
somebody's money or finances,
Yeah.
then if you've got the personality of a brick, then what's the point?
Just fucking care about people.
You'll get returning customers.
And it's so many lorries. Yeah, if you just care about people, it's something that not enough people actually have that genuine care for someone else in the world at the moment. It's particularly in business. It's very self-centered. And I think when you switch that around and you do genuinely care about someone else and what happens to them, their business, what they do, you take things so much further.
Agreed. Completely.
Right, lunchtime, let's go back to the office! Woo! Today I'm heading down to Shoe Room, which is the, I don't know if you guys remember, a few episodes ago I went to visit them, bought a new pair of shoes from there. I always buy my shoes from Richard. But I promised to give him and his team a little bit of help today with some of their marketing. Now, marketing is something that, although they've been in business a while, marketing is something that they are new to in certain respects, particularly online. I'm going to head down there and work out some ways, some easy wins for them in which they can take their business online and spend the majority of the day with them. This is something that I'm doing because I just want to see them succeed. One of the things I've spoken to them about, which is really interesting, and I've spoken to a lot of people, particularly locally, who are physical brick and mortar stores. The one thing that I keep hearing is we want to be brick and mortar, we want to sell, we want people to come to us, we want people to have that experience. We don't want to be online because that's not who we are. And I get that you have certain values, or these guys have certain values, but it really kind of doesn't sit well with me. And the reason for that is a lot of people don't like brick and mortar now. A lot of people don't want that difficulty. They want to be able to have the ease of buying what they want when they want. They want to be able to go online and choose. They want to be able to, see the full selection from the comfort of their home. Or they might not be able to make it in. They might not have to pay for parking if it's in a town centre. Or they don't want to go out of their way. All these different reasons why they might not want to do it. And for me, I'm one of those people. I don't want to go into the town centre because there's nothing really there for me. So why would I spend my day there when I can go online and get something? And there's a lot of people I see at the moment fighting this movement. And what I want brick and mortars to remember is having a brick and mortar is a great asset. It's something that you can utilise and people can get really excited about and be a part of. It's something that you can drive people to using online. But at the end of the day, what does your customer want? Don't make them buy a certain way because you want to sell it to them that way. Sell to your customer the way they want to be sold to. Make it easy for them. Don't make life difficult for them when they want to buy your products. There's actually no room in the customer mindset anymore for that way of thinking. Now, if someone turned around to me and said, come to my shop or don't buy my products, if I didn't want to go to the shop, you'd lose a sale. And with some of the people that I see now who are selling products for hundreds of pounds or more, you lose out a lot by not doing it. I'm really glad that the guys at the Shoe Room are getting on board with e-commerce, having an online presence, building up their social media. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do and how they can get running with it. I love their brand. I'd love to see them build it up and I'd love to be a part of that. So I'm excited to do that.
I have just come out of our meeting room with Carl. we finished doing the podcast and that is now uploading, ready to go live. It was deep. It was really deep. I mean, we went to some dark places with Carl, didn't we? But yeah, we went to some very deep places in Carl's journey. And we had this conversation about how weirdly therapeutic it is to be able to talk about some of these things.
Yeah, I think it's just the idea that kind of everybody has these bumps and it's okay for it to happen because it's kind of normal.
That weird emotional safety net that you're not alone. and also just talking about it, getting it out there.
Yeah.
But we got to speak about some really interesting things about some backstabbing that you had to go through, having your financial stability almost ruined overnight.
Yep.
And how you managed to balance your work-life balance with a wife and a child. So which I'm in awe of. I'm in aure of.
Thanks, that's the most impressive bit.
But yeah, I really enjoyed recording that and having you in on that with me, and thank you, dude.
Sure did.
Sweet. But yeah, check it out. It will be up on all the usual platforms. It'll be on Anchor, obviously. We record on there. Really good app if you haven't tried it. Google Play. It will be going up on iTunes and all the other little apps as well. So please do check it out.
Deep.
Yeah, it is deep.
It's deep.